shake up a martini, pull up a chair, and let's go thrifting. This is Mid-Century Wasted. Welcome back to Mid-Century Wasted. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Jamie. So today I'm going to do a haul video for the garage sales that we went to. If you didn't see my last video, it was a shop along with me where my family and I went to our Saturday ritual of hitting yard sales early in the morning. So I've added a link to that video down below if you'd like to watch that first, or if you're not interested in seeing me acquire all these things, then just sit tight right here and we'll go over everything that I found. I'm gonna try to go kind of in order from best my memory. I mean, I'm filming this that same night, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna remember anything. So I think the first thing that I acquired, never mind my cats running all around making all kinds of noise. Speaking of cats, this possibly Royal Hager Panther statue. It's like a frosted glass. It almost looks like it would be a resin, but it's not. It's glass. I'm not sure exactly on how to identify it. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on it. I love the shape of it. This is just kind of a classic mid-century statue. You know, you see these like sitting on top of an old TV. They even make TV lamps and planters in the same kind of shape. And if you see behind me, I actually got two of these today. Go figure. I don't think I've ever seen one in person before, and then today I find two of them. So that's just kind of the way it goes sometimes. It's really kind of funny the way that that works. So that was the only thing I got at that yard sale. Moving right along. Oh, and by the way, I am in my husband's little nook of the world right here. We don't have a big enough apartment to have a man cave for him, so this is his man corner with his record player and all of his records and everything. This is kind of his little, where he spends his evening, his little domain over here. He probably doesn't like that I'm putting those statues on top of his record player. Don't tell him. Anyway, moving right along. I think the next yard sale, I believe so, is one where I got some things that are a little different. I actually purchased 3 Harley Davidson t-shirts. Vintage Harley Davidson t-shirts. Now, this is not my forte, not by any means, but I'm a big fan of Carrie Dayton and her YouTube videos. And she's younger than me and she has a different style than I do, but she's still really fun to watch. And the younger whippersnappers, her generation, she's always looking for awesome Harley Davidson t-shirts. Vintage 90s kind of style, I guess, is back in. Not that I know anything about that. But anyway, when I see Harley Davidson t-shirts, I know that they resell pretty well on eBay. So I picked them up. There was 3 of them there. This one is from Carson City, Nevada. This one is turquoise one. It has Laughlin River Run, 1995. The fact that that's even still, I don't know, in one piece is kind of amazing. And this last one doesn't have a date. Unless it has on the back. This is from Sturgis, which is really pretty cool. It says 53rd Sturgis anniversary, Black Hills Rally. So I'm sure I could look it up and find a date from that. And I mean, America, right? It's got a big bald eagle on it. So I don't know, we'll see. I think they're all size large, pretty sure. Yeah, they're all size large. So yeah, that's that. That was that yard sale. There's 2 yard sales right next to each other, right across the street from each other, and that's all I got from either one of them. They were a little bit disappointing. In fact, this day actually started pretty slow. By this point, I had been to more yard sales even than is on the video, and there's just nothing to even show because there's nothing there. Broken baby toys and Walmart clothing. So I was kind of like getting a little bit discouraged, and then I got these Harley tees, and I was thinking, well, maybe today just won't really be a really mid-century day. Maybe it'll just be one of those days where I find a bunch of random stuff that I know will sell well on eBay. And that would be fine too, because, you know, making money is making money. And then things took a drastic turn. And if you saw the shopping video or saw even the beginning of this video, you know that I came home with a ton of mid-century stuff, and this was one of the best thrifting days we've had in a very, very long time. Anyway, moving right along. Okay, so these next couple things, this next sale that we went to, I don't know what I was thinking necessarily. I guess I just wanted to like flush $20 down the toilet. It was a yard sale. It had basically nothing interesting at all, but the guy was there kind of frantically unloading a box, unwrapping things that were in these like really old yellowed papers, and talking to, you know, whoever else was there, family member or whoever, talking about how it was his dad's stuff. And this was kind of an older gentleman. So I'm seeing like the age of the papers, and he's talking about, you know, oh, I don't even know what's in here. This was my dad's. And so he's kind of frantically placing stuff down onto the ground. I actually stopped filming because I picked up a little salt and pepper shaker, and then I asked him if he knows if the other one, if the pair was in the box, and he was like, oh, I don't know. And then he started unwrapping stuff and then started handing things to me to set back down on his little display on the floor. And so I was like helping him unload this box to try to find the salt and pepper shaker, and we didn't even find it right away either. But I did end up getting these. You can see these guys, these little made in Japan. I don't know if you can even catch that. Yeah, I don't usually go for these like head guys, you know, like the ceramic head mugs and stuff like that. I don't usually go for that kind of stuff. So I didn't know really what I was doing. And this was also on the ground, and I picked this guy up. So I had this and one salt and pepper shaker, and then inside was some balled up tissue paper, and I go to pull it out, and it was the second salt and pepper shaker. So we ended up finding it, or I ended up finding it inside of this. And this is Fitz and Floyd, by the way. I don't know if you can see that. And it says hand painted. It's got a little sticker on the side that says hand painted. And it's a little fox, like a top hat, and a little safety pin for a tie clip or something like that. Yeah, I paid $20 for this and the salt and pepper shakers. Can't really tell you why. It was like we found it, we were unwrapping things, we found the thing, and it was like, okay, we found it, cool, great. And then it was like, it dawned on me like, oh, well, what does he want for these? Because we haven't talked about price at all. And so I was like, oh, so, okay, how much? And then he goes, $20 for all of it. And I was just like, ugh. So I knew that that was just gonna be way too much. And yet I pulled the $20 out of my purse and I gave it to him and I walked away. And then I got in the car and I was like, I just overpaid for this stuff and I don't really know why. So I kind of quickly just looked it up. The salt and pepper shakers go for like nothing, like dollars, if they sell at all. I didn't find this exact pair, but similar ones, $5, you know? And then this guy, the only thing that I can think that I was thinking in the moment was they're in perfect condition. There's no chips or anything on any of this. And I was thinking like, oh, all of this stuff is really old, because I could tell from the box and it was his dad's stuff. And it's all in perfect condition. There's no chips, no cracks, no nothing. Like you would think that his nose right here, because it sticks out so far, you would think that that would like rub and like get some chips on it, but it's in really good shape. But Fitz and Floyd is just really hit and miss. Like there's certain Fitz and Floyd that sells for tons of money and some of it just sells for like nothing or doesn't sell at all. So I briefly looked this up and I didn't see any that had sold, and I saw a couple that were listed for around like $25. And I paid $20 for all of this. So maybe if I sold it all, I could get $30 at the very, very most for it. So that's not really worth my time. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this stuff, but I'm $20 in, so it probably means it's just gonna go into my china cabinet. And I don't even really like it all that much. So yeah, moving right along from that, it made me probably even more happy for what I found next. This yard sale was looking pretty bleak. It seemed to have been kind of cleaned out already because it was a little bit later in the day by now, and by later in the day around here for yard sale day is like 9 o'clock in the morning. When we were on vacation in Bend, Oregon to visit my parents, and we went to yard sales on Saturday. I feel like yard sales didn't even start until 10 or even later, sometimes noon. Like, hey, we're having a yard sale, come on by at noon. And Blake and I were like, we are home and completely done for the day by 11 every single time we go to yard sales. So that was just like a culture shock over there. So it was like 9 here and it was already late. People were getting cleaned out of stuff. And then I saw leaning up against their house 3 beautiful photo prints, photography prints. There's this one. Let's see if I can hold this up the right way. This one. Now these 2 are a pair by the same artist, the same photographer. This is up near Mammoth Mountain in California, Mammoth Lakes area. He said the name of the lakes on the video and they weren't the ones that I immediately recognized, but I have been up here a lot and I've been to a lot of the Mammoth Lakes. So I may have been to these ones and I just wasn't recognizing them off the top of my head. But either way, I love this area of the world. Mammoth is one of my favorite places ever. I used to go skiing there every year as a kid. So this artist is Stephen Willard, and I'm gonna have to look him up. I have not looked him up yet, just to kind of see if these have any kind of value or anything. If they don't, that's fine because I really like them. And I love photography. I love black and white photography especially. And I especially love this guy. This was also leaning up against their house. That's an Ansel Adams. Now, this video on my cell phone does not even come close to doing this justice. It's beautiful. The detail is amazing up close. And that's El Capitan in Yosemite National Park, which is my favorite place on earth. And of course, Ansel Adams is very famous for taking lots of photographs there. And so I love this. And so that's what caught my eye first. And of course, they told me like, oh yeah, that's an Ansel Adams. And I'm just like, yeah, I know, thanks. How much do you want for it? And they actually, each one has a sticker on it that says $3. And so I was thinking like, sweet, great, $3, 3 pictures for $3 each. That's $9 for 3 awesome pictures. That's amazing. A freaking Ansel Adams for $3? Yes, please. And then as I'm looking at them, she goes, do you like those? They can be yours. $5 for all 3. And I was like, okay, sure. Let me run and get some cash out of the car. I'll give you a 5. So less than $2 for a framed Ansel Adams. I mean, those cost a lot of money. And now I have one. So yeah, that was really awesome. That was incredible. So then I felt like, you know, that makes up for overspending. Like if you average everything out, that makes up for overspending on some Fitz and Floyd, right? It makes up for it. In my mind, it certainly does. So this is the point, I believe, if I look around, yeah. Okay, this is the point at which we were on our way to one last garage sale. It was a moving sale, actually. So this was gonna be like, okay, I think we're done for the day. It's getting late. It was like 10 o'clock or something, like pushing 10 o'clock. So we're heading to the last yard sale of the day, and we saw a sign for an estate sale. And we have, on our phones, we have the yard sale and estate sale apps, and we're always looking at them. And this wasn't on either one of them. So we're like, all right, let's just follow the sign and check it out. So Blake went in first because he wanted to see if there was any records or speakers or turntables or anything like that, because obviously that's what he's into. And so I was in the car with the kids, and then after a little while he comes out and he's like, get in there. Get in there. I put a bunch of stuff on the whole table for you. You gotta get in there. And I was like, okay. He was like, there's ceramic Christmas trees and cat figurines and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, calm down. Just let me go in there. It's fine. And so that's why you see in that video, I'm walking up and she's like, oh, hey, are you the one that was, you know, did your husband just call you or something to come? I was like, yeah, that's me. And so she brought me over and she was showing me all the stuff that he set aside. And it was all awesome. Good job, husband. I even say like, oh, he knows me really well, doesn't he? Because it's all stuff that I would have picked myself for sure. So let's start with this lovely, oh, it's a ceramic lighted Christmas tree. I just love these so much. I went so long without ever finding one of these, and now currently in my home there are 4. I prefer the green ones myself, but these white and gold ones, can you see that gold, that shiny gold detail on there? It's pretty nice. This one's like really well painted. It's very pretty. It has almost all the bulbs. There's just a couple of the bigger bulbs missing, and then the star on top is missing, but I think, like I've said in other videos, like those replacement bulbs are really easy to buy. You can get them online. It's no biggie. So yeah, there's this little guy and then a bigger one, which I showed in the intro video here, but I'm not gonna pick it up right now because it has the big heavy base to it and it comes apart and there's cord and all this stuff. This one, I feel like it doesn't have a base. It looks like, I don't know if you can see that right here. See, it looks like this bottom piece, when I first was buying it, it looked like the bottom piece here was the base, but it doesn't come off. It's almost like they glued it, which they might have because a lot of these are glued in. So they may have just like, yeah, it's definitely 2 different pieces. Like you can see on the inside there. So it's like they glued the base on this one. And this is, let's see if I can even get you to see this. This is Holland mold. Can you see that on there? Written right here. It says Holland mold. Yeah, like somebody painted this themselves, like all of these, you know, they're all like that. Yeah, so this one's white and gold. I will figure out, I know there's ways that you can light these. I don't know, I'll figure out how to get this illuminated. I know there's even those little battery operated LED kind of bulbs that I've seen people put in here where it's just like a fake candle kind of. And I've seen people put those in here, and that seems to work really well. You can even get the ones that kind of flicker, and that kind of makes them look kind of neat. Anyway, so two Christmas trees, and this other one's pretty large. I mean, at least 18 inches high, probably 20, something around there. And both of them are in perfect shape. I've examined them closely. I'm scouring them for chips and nicks and dings, and I'm not seeing any. There's just a couple missing bulbs on both of them, and this little one seems to have like lighting base issues, but the other one has its base. It has a light in there, has the cord. The cord doesn't look like it's too scary to plug it in. I will try to plug it in and see. I have to pull the light socket out of there and see if there's a bulb in there or not, but I would like to see one of these lit up, you know. That one's also missing the star on top, but that's okay. Oh yeah, price on these. The big guy was $15 and the little one was $10. And all of this stuff at this yard sale was discounted, but I couldn't really tell you what kind of discount it was. Because as she was adding it up at the end, it was like she was kind of just saying whatever price she thought it should be today. It was probably around 50%, like 30 to 50% off, I'd say, of the marked prices. But I was just kind of like, as she was adding it up, I was like, okay, very interesting math. Anyway, so the big one was 15, the little one was 10, which is an amazing price for these, if you ask me. And then she was like, okay, so 15, we'll do 15 for both. I was like, all right. So that was cool. And then, okay, we got some more little ceramics here. Here's one of those froggy guys that you would put a sponge in and put by your kitchen sink. And I've been liking these for a while. And look at this one. Look at, he is just a gnarly, bumpy, funky toad. I mean, this has like some serious texture to it. I don't know how they did this. I don't know if they all have texture like this or what, but yeah, this one's lumpy and it's really cool, and I really like the way it's painted. It's a cartoony frog with a giant mouth that you stick a sponge in, but they wanted to paint it realistic looking. So like, I see these in all kinds of crazy colors, but you know, these people were serious artists. This I'm probably gonna keep. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna look to see what they go for, but this was one of those things, it didn't even have a price. I think, I want to say she wrote down like 10 for this. And I was like, what? But at that point, I kind of didn't care because I was thinking more of like the overall price for all of this stuff is what really mattered. And for all of this stuff at this sale, I spent only $56 and I got a lot of stuff. So whatever. We'll just say the trees cost 20 and this cost 5. How about that? Does that make me feel better? I don't really care. Oh, kitty kitty. Isn't that fun? Oh, this guy's pretty tall. I like this one a lot. This, like, if you can see the detail on there, like that's a lot of shimmery gold, kitty's face. I mean, this is a beaut. This is a beaut. The woman running this sale was like, oh, you're getting the cat? Okay, I was gonna take that if nobody bought it today. So I don't think she really wanted to sell it. It was $18. I believe she wrote down like 12, so it's not half off. Can I do math in my head that quick? 12, 6. So it's like 30, like a third off. I don't know her pricing, but I didn't care. $12 for this guy. This is pretty amazing. Check that guy out. And then it's got a matching little baby cat. And this was 5, but I think she wrote down 3. So I think this was about $3. And this is just a matching little like kitten. It's like a mommy and a kitten. And I love how it lays on its side like this, and it's got its tail and its foot up in the air. Just super mid-century. This one seems like it's got like a chip on its ear, on that ear right there. You see that? Don't care. The mama cat's in great condition. There was one more. It was black and gold and it was beautiful, but the ear was like severely chipped, and I was like, oh, I just can't do it. Not for, you know, $18 or $12 or however much she ends up charging me for it. So I had to leave that one. I just got mama and baby instead, which I'm okay with that. And something else at that sale is this interesting thing. Mushroom. Now, I thought this was a mushroom spoon rest, you know, for a kitchen. You like rest a spoon, like a dirty spoon on it. But the back has holes for hanging. So, I don't really know. But I still think it's a spoon rest. Now, this one's funny because see that? Now, is that 9 or is that 6? I don't know. And I think she charged me 3 or 5. So I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I like it. And I think I can get some money out of that on Etsy or eBay, so it's fine. Oh yeah, last thing from that sale. My second one of these of the day. Now this one is, you know, ceramic. There's the bottom of it. There's no mark. This one was originally priced at 20, and then it has that slash through it. So I don't know. I didn't really know what that meant. This does have some like spots on it, but it's all just like dirty little, it's a little white speckles on there. That's not chips or anything. That's just like it wipes off if you scrub it. So, and it's just got a little schmutz on it. So that's okay. It's in really great shape. There's no chips, no cracks, nothing. It's nice and shiny and pretty and sleek lines. And so now I've got like a panther family. And you can tell, you can see here, like they are different. See the tail, the shape of the tail on this one versus this one. You see those? And the faces are different. The angles of the faces are different. So these aren't the same maker. So I got to do some panther research and figure out who makes these. I hope one of them's Royal Hager because I like Royal Hager and Royal Hager's pretty cool. I'll put these back up here. Sorry, Blake. Try not to scratch your record player. So that was it at that estate sale. And then lastly, we did go to the last yard sale that we were on our way to when we found that estate sale. So when we got there, I immediately saw the wicker furniture you saw in both the shopping video and the beginning of this video. I'm not gonna really show you now because I'm sitting in it and I've got all my stuff on it to show you. This is really cool. I actually was kind of thinking it over, and then I walk over and then find the find of the day, the find of my life. You know what this is? People who are really into mid-century modern, mid-century Christmas especially, probably immediately recognized this box of blue tissue paper with metal spikes sticking out of it. And I'm gonna try to lift this up and show you. Do you know what this is? Everlasting aluminum Christmas tree, 45 branches, 6 feet tall. J. Hoffert Company, world's largest distributor of Christmas trees, Los Angeles, California. Which, I'm in Southern California, so it's a local aluminum Christmas tree. There's just an estate sale maybe last week where they had one of these set up and they were trying to sell it for $350. And while that's not in my budget, I do know people who wouldn't bat an eyelash at buying this for $350. They said that this is complete, and I counted these. They're supposed to be 45, and I think I counted 44. So there may be one missing, but I'm not sure because I just counted really quickly. I might have just miscounted, or it might be like kind of hiding in here somewhere. And I'm not sure that the stand is in here. I keep trying to like, it might be folded. If it's in here, it's folded up. Oh, actually, it is in here. I can feel it. I finally got down to the bottom. Yeah, the stand feels like it's in here. So that's good news. Let's just take one out and look at how fun this is. So it might be missing one arm at the most. It's got both poles. It's got the base, the stand. I just felt it. And these are all in crazy good condition. They're not falling apart. They have been taped down here at the bottom. The tape is coming off, but look like that just came right off. Now it's fine. You don't need to tape them. So much fun. I got this for $20. $20. And the funny thing was, you know, he was kind of like, you know, tell me, like, name a price kind of a thing. And I was just like, God, do I say like $40 or $50? Would that be insulting? And at the time, I just came from that estate sale that we weren't expecting to go to, and I spent $56, and so I literally had $8 in my wallet, and I told him that, and I was like, well, I've only got $8 right now, and I know that you want more than that for it, but knowing full well that I would just run out and get some more money if it was a decent price, which it was. He goes and he asks his wife or whoever if for the price, what, you know, because I was like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, oh, I don't know what she wants for it. You know, what are you looking at? And I'm like, I don't know. Can you just go find out what she wants for it? I was looking at something else and I could hear her inside say like, I don't know, $20. And I was just like, what? Like the clouds have parted and the sun is shining down on me and I have been blessed. And so he comes back, he's like, yeah, $20. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go send my husband to go get some more money. And he's like, oh, so you want it? I'm like, uh-huh, yeah. And then I figured, hey, I'm spending $20 on this tree. I might as well ask what the wicker furniture costs too. And the woman was out by then because I was just standing around waiting for Blake to come back with money. And she's like, oh, $20 probably for the set, for the pair. And I was like, okay. So I call Blake up. I'm like, hey, get $40 instead of $20. Because I'm buying another $20 thing too. So I guess I was just throwing 20s around today. But just a little side note here from the editing room. I did end up selling the wicker set. Now, this was a long debate within my soul over whether or not I should sell it. Ultimately, after we moved, I just didn't have a good spot for it. Honestly, I didn't have a good spot for it before we moved either, but I was just had it in the garage thinking, well, maybe one day I'll have a good spot for it. And then after we moved, I still didn't have a good spot for it. So I ended up listing it on Facebook Marketplace for $100, and it sold that very day. I probably undervalued it, but I didn't think that the small wicker chair would sell that quickly as compared to like a peacock chair or one of the, you know, more expensive ones. I didn't think it would sell for that much money. So I listed it for $100 for the little table and the little chair, and it sold right away. So even though I probably could have made more profit on it and just had to wait longer for the right buyer, The fact that I made $80 that quickly in reselling it was really okay with me. $20 for this wicker furniture, $20 for this aluminum Christmas tree is definitely way better than the $20 I spent for the crappy Fitz and Floyd stuff. But we're not going to talk about that anymore. Now there's no color wheel, which if you know about these, you're not supposed to put the lights on the tree because you will burn your house down. They will spark, they will melt, they will just burst into flames and you will die. Not really, but probably catch fire. The way these are supposed to be is they come with a color wheel, or you buy a color wheel that sits on the floor. It has a light bulb and shines through it. It has different blocks of color that the light shines through. And the wheel turns and illuminates the tree. And so the tree kind of changes colors, like overall, the tree sort of glows and changes colors as the wheel goes around. And you can also get a base for these where the tree spins around too. And that's what I want, because that's awesome. So your whole tree, you can decorate every side of the tree, and you've got a color wheel on the ground because you don't have the lights, the string of the lights to worry about. So since there's nothing, no cord or anything dangling off the tree, you can just have the tree spinning around on a rotating little base. And that is awesome. So come Christmas time, oh my gosh, I really want to set this up. I really want to have, I've always wanted to have a regular Christmas tree, a green, you know, regular Christmas tree with our family ornaments that we've collected, passed down, ones for my kids, you know, the wooden ones, the Swedish ones from my family, and, you know, kind of a traditional Christmas tree. And then I've wanted to have a second tree, be one of those houses that has two Christmas trees, like the really crazy for Christmas people. That's what I am. And then have a whole separate tree somewhere where my kids can't destroy it, that has all of the vintage shiny brights and all of the cool retro ornaments on an aluminum tree. How fun would that be? Even though I spent $20 for this tree and I can make literally hundreds of dollars in profit on this if I sell it, especially if I sell it closer to Christmas time, I can't sell it. I cannot sell it, because I've wanted one of these for so long, and I'm never going to have an opportunity to buy one full retail price. So I know you're all dying to know if I put the Christmas tree up this Christmas. And if you watch my channel, you know that we moved end of November, beginning of December. Christmas time was kind of just a cluster, you know what, of boxes and unpacking and chaos on top of the general Christmas chaos that's always there. I actually did set up the Christmas tree. I set it up on Christmas Eve. Kind of, you know, the old-fashioned way, I guess, like back in the 50s and stuff. Didn't people set up their Christmas tree on Christmas Eve only instead of like day after Thanksgiving? So I have one video of it, and I took like one picture of it. I did not decorate it with ornaments. I just set it up because it had been sitting in a box for months and months, and I was like, screw it, I want to see this thing set up. I want to see it standing. So I'm going to show you a little video here. We did the Elf on the Shelf tradition with my kids this year for the first time. And Bo, my oldest, his elf set up the Christmas tree as a surprise for him on Christmas Eve. So you'll see him kind of quickly looking for the elf. His elf's name is Scout. And the big surprise for this morning was that elf set up this magical silver Christmas tree. And it was really fun. I was really glad that we were able to have it set up. And I hope you enjoyed this funny little video. Also, please don't judge me for how messy my house is in the background of this video, because like I said, we had just moved, and moving and unpacking a resale business and everything that goes along with two very young little kids is brutal. So thanks for your understanding.
I haven't found him yet. I think maybe he's hiding really good.
I can't see you.
We gotta look around.
Oh. I'm looking. So.
Hi, cutie.
Hey, this is my.
Hi. Hi. Oh. Is he in the bathroom?
Nope.
What about the shower?
Nothing. Let's go in here.
What?
No, it's over that tree.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Look at this tree that he made.
Look, it's on that.
Bo, you went straight to it too. I don't understand.
It got
You
a
never
little
come in
note.
here.
It got a little note.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's.
let's.
Is there Scout?
Oh, and another note.
A note for you.
Yeah.
Let me read it.
It says, "Boom."
Let me read it.
Oh, down. Yeah.
It's like he gave you a book too. The Polar Express.
Thank you for my book, Scout.
Okay, it says, Dear Bo, tonight we must say goodbye until next year. I'm off to give Santa my official report on whether you were naughty or nice this year.
Wow.
I had so much fun with you, and I can't wait to see you next year. Love, your pal, Scout.
Look at this.
Look, it says, P.S.
P.S.
I want you to have this book. It's my favorite. This book is Scout's favorite book.
This one. Thanks,
And
Scout.
what's this? Oh, look. See, he's holding a little thing. It says, to Santa from Scout. Official report on Bo Dorman.
Wow.
That's his report to Santa about you. Because you know what? Santa comes tonight when you're sleeping. And there's going to be presents. Hey, thanks, Scout.
So yeah, I think $20 at a garage sale is definitely more my speed and probably the only time, at least in the foreseeable future, that I would ever be able to own one of these. So I'm very happy about that. If for some reason, somehow, the thrift gods shine upon me again and I should find another one, I would sell the next one that I find. So, but the chances of that happening I feel like are pretty slim. Just for the fact that I've never seen one even in person before. So, like in real life, I don't think I've ever even seen one before. No, I don't think I have. I'm sure I haven't. I mean, there was that one at the estate sale, but I didn't even go to that estate sale. Blake went to that estate sale last week. So, no, I've never even actually seen one in person before, and now I have one in my possession, and I only spent $20 for it. Amazing. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums everything up. It was a very good day. Spent a decent amount of money, since I was just throwing 20s around, I guess. And there was that unexpected estate sale mixed in there too, so I kind of don't count that as part of yard sale day. That's more of an estate sale haul, but it was today, and today's yard sale day. So yeah, so that's gonna wrap up my video, and thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss anything. Also, my Etsy and eBay stores are linked down below. A lot of this stuff is gonna go up on there. Christmas stuff I kind of hold off on till closer to Christmas time, and obviously there ain't no way you're ever gonna find this aluminum Christmas tree on my eBay or Etsy stores. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye.